What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 53 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today is Sunday, November 4th, 2018. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-hosts, Adam Tuttle and Melissa Pescator. Hello, friends. Hello, wife. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
What's going on? How is everybody's week?
We're up in this podcast.
Yo, we're all up in here.
Subs.
We're all up in here. Yo, we had some decent weather in Jersey. It was amazing. We went from having nor'easter winds and cold to like 70-degree days out of nowhere, and now it's cold again. But it was nice. How was New England?
It was gross, and then it became better. Like today was fantastic. It was nice and sunny. Yesterday was a little rainy at first, and then it sort of cleared up, but it was still cloudy.
All right, but I know you had a weekend, so I'm looking forward to hearing all about it.
I did.
Hearing all about it. Melissa and I went to the city. We jumped into New York City for a little day trip on, when was that, Friday? On Friday. And so that was kind of cool. We got good weather for that, so exciting times. A little housekeeping real quick. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Check ours out over at patreon.com/gottawatchemall, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
It sure is.
And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons, Brittany, Jay, Jessica, Keith, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, and new for this week, Bacon L. Holler at your boys.
What's up,
New
Bacon?
patron
Bacon
and the show
boys.
is. So
And all of our faithful friends.
So I don't know if I should just call him Bacon or call him Bacon L or just a Bacon L kind of sounds like a rapper name. So I kind of like that. Like, yo, what up? Yo, it's Bacon L in the house.
I'm just calling him Bacon. That's it.
It's Bacon. Bacon.
All right, on today's show, we got a bunch of stuff to cover as per usual. Adventre Sync is out, so we had some time behind the wheel. We'll discuss that. Gengar Day happened this weekend. Adam was the only one out of the three of us that was able to take part in that, so he'll talk about his day. Let's Go is 2 weeks away, so we've got to start getting prepared for that. We had some new information come via a Treehouse event post Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct. So a lot of Nintendo stuff going on, and Let's Go. It's going to be here before we know it, and we got some new info there. Shedinja and the way that Niantic has handled all this, I kind of want to dig into this topic a little bit, where some people are like upset about how they handled the release of this line. Some people don't care. I'm almost in the camp like I don't necessarily care. So we'll dig into that a little bit, and then we'll finally wrap up with a Togetic. Is it Togetic? Togetic? What do you say?
Togetic is what I've always called it.
Togetic. Raid Guide and Battle Party. Since that's a pretty unique and fun Tier 4 raid boss right now. So, all right, Adventre Sync. So, pairs with Apple Health, Google Fit, and it had like a staggered rollout. It started with level 40 trainers, and, of course, everyone got all sour. Then all of a sudden it was 38, and then 37 or 35 or whatever. So, is it available to everybody now? I'm not sure if it's, I think it might be at level 20 or something like that, but it's pretty much rolled out to the masses. And it's really cool. It's a really cool thing, and it's super simple to set up. I don't know. I think on iOS it was like 3 or 4 clicks, and everything was set up. There was like a give permission to all button. You hit that, and the next screen it pops up and says Adventre Sync is active on this device or whatever. So it was super easy. So it would make complete sense for you to do this no matter what, because you're going to get credit for walking and tracking distance in the game when the game is completely turned off. So why wouldn't you do this? You get rewarded.
It was a 2-step process for me, actually, when I had to set up the Adventre Sync, and then when I turned on the Go Plus, I had to register the Go Plus with the Adventre Sync as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if I got prompted for that. And now there's something that's kind of quirky here to talk about with Go Plus. So Adventre Sync only works when the app is completely closed. So if you just have Pokemon Go open and then swipe over to another app and Pokemon Go is in the background, Adventre Sync is not running. It's going to be tracking distance like you have a Go Plus, like if you have your Go Plus connected. Adventre Sync is going to only work when the game is completely off, like completely turned off. that's when it picks up and gets the data from Apple Health or Google Fit.
See, I love this because I'm wearing my watch, and I'm noticing because I'm only at work, but I've noticed like I'm hatching tons of eggs, and I'm just walking back and forth at work like I normally would.
It's just normal game downtime, right? Like you wouldn't have
exactly.
It's like you're earning, and I think that's like part of John Henke's blog post was like we want to reward players for things they're already doing. Like how can we make something out of nothing? You know what I mean? And it's really cool. I think it's awesome way to get rewards. And of course, the people over at Sylph Road put together a nice little graphic how the rewards work. So you get 5, 25, and 50 km tiers. And the way this works, and we're starting to see, it's already Monday in like New Zealand. So at Monday 9 a.m. in New Zealand, people were getting cashed out for their rewards in Adventure Sync. So when you reach 5K, you don't get the 5K reward. It banks all that stuff until the end of the week, and then at the end of the week, boom, you get paid out on whatever tier you get. And the way it works is for 5K, you get 20 Pokeballs. You're going to be walking 5K. It's just a nice way to get a little bonus here. Now, 25K is when it starts to get interesting. You get your 5K reward, and then you also get 10 Great Balls plus 500 Stardust or a rare candy or a 5K egg. So now it starts switching up. It has like these packets, kind of like gifts. Like you definitely get the 10 Great Balls, and then you're either going to get 500 Stardust or the rare candy or the egg. And then when you hit 50K, you're getting both 5 and 25 tiers plus 5 Ultra Balls, 1,500 Stardust, or three rare candy, a 5K, or a 10K. So it's a good opportunity to get another 10K also. Now, when this first launched, the Stardust rewards were like 15,000 for 50K, and they nerfed it down to 1,500, which, in my opinion, is it should be more. It should be more. But I like that this is giving you balls, because everyone needs more balls.
Yeah, I gotta have more balls. I was desperate for balls. I'm not gonna lie. I needed balls badly, and I got the Adventure Sync set up, and it gave me 20 Pokeballs. And I was
because you were able to get cashed out for the previous week, because if you had your Google, Fitness or whatever, or Apple Health running, it took that data and cashed you out for that previous week. So a lot of people got a reward, right away. So it was really cool.
Can you see what kilometers you're at right now?
Yes, I did. I didn't have a lot of distance this week. I think I'm only at like 30.
I just turned mine on, so
30.6 right now.
I'm at 40.5.
So I'm tracking eggs. I have 31 eggs hatched, 6 candy found, and it's got 16,940 steps. My calorie count is not running. So I know some people were having issues where that wasn't showing up or the steps weren't updating, but that's not working for me, and all my permissions are set, so I'm not sure what the heck is going on there. I was trying to troubleshoot it earlier.
And I've got the watch going. Yeah, no calories. I've got the watch going and everything. I have 43 eggs hatched, 9 candies, 18,921 steps.
And Melissa, you show calories in there?
Yeah, I just turned Adventure Sync on yesterday. Or today.
But you're showing a calorie count.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an Android. Maybe it's only working on Android right now. I don't know. I think this is great. I think this is really cool because it's just extra stuff to earn, extra stuff to work towards. And if you're like me and trying to get out and walk more, what better way to motivate you than not becoming a healthier person, but just getting in-game rewards. So that's enough to motivate me to get out there and walk.
Bro, I still don't even have the gold jogger medal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, your distance was fucked up.
Yeah.
Your distance
I
was
don't even have the silver one.
Yeah, something was totally screwy with your distance. I'm telling you, that is bananas.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
But Adventure Sync is a thing. I like it a lot. Why not? It's cool.
Makes me happy.
Makes me happy too.
Extra bonuses are always good. All right, Gengar Gay. It was Saturday, November 3rd. Adam, walk us through your day, because I was stuck behind a desk all day, and Melissa was stuck at home without a car because she left it at my job.
Yeah, I blew it.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me walk through my day?
Well, did you have a day of legend? Wouldn't you have like a big ass day?
I had a big ass day planned, but not like I didn't know what the raid scene was going to be like in Boston. I didn't have any contact with anybody. I knew that I'd be at the New England Aquarium, so I made sure to, check my in-game surroundings the second I got there. And the spawns were outrageous. They're all water types, all evolutions, everything, like Goldeen, Sea King, Totodiles, Crocnas, Poliwhirl, Poliwags.
Do you have me at Seeking?
Right? And then shout out to Meta Podcast Go.
Yeah, right. And Pits.
And there was 2 gyms right on top. So I was like, we can stay here, right up until the 2:00 timer hits and, be able to hit those 2 gyms before we do anything. And I'm able to get into the first one. I'm with my girlfriend. We jump in. We were not able to take it down with the 2 of us.
Oh, it was
And
just
so-
you two.
Yeah. And I was like, why? Where is people? Or like, I've seen kids.
Where's people?
Right? No, like I've seen tons of kids like playing, like catching stuff on their phone. Like I'm watching them. Like I'm supposed to be looking at the animals, but I'm noticing the kids on their phone like playing. So I'm like, all right, we've got this. Go back in, see 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
There you go. Okay.
So we got a group. We're able to take the first one down. Both caught it, and then we go to the next one, and it was the 2 of us going in, and then it showed a third person that showed it, like that came in, but I don't think he thought that we could take it down with 3, which I know
so
we
he
could
left.
have. I powered up my team, like I knew I'd be able to take it down with 3. He kept jumping out after the raid started. So we're halfway through it, and I'm like, why is there only 2? So, long story short, we get back in. All 3 of us are there, and then 2 more people show up. So I was like, okay, awesome. I get my shiny, so all of a sudden I'm relaxed. And honestly, those are the only 2 I did because we just walked around, got food, and I sat down knowing that I had my 100% Haunter.
To
And
evolve.
and tons of Haunters from, or Ghastlies from the TAS that are
Right.
all high 90s. So I'm like, why waste the time trying to run around to get these? Like, I've already got my shiny, so that's done.
Well, once you hit the shiny, you could definitely breathe a little bit better.
Right, so I just sat down eating pizza and literally was just like, evolve, 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 evolve. And I had a lucky Gengar too, or lucky Ghastly, so I evolved that.
Nice.
So I have a lucky one with the special moves. I have 100% with the moves. I have like 6 or 7 with the special moves that are all high 90s. So like, I'm okay with it.
Yo, shout to Shermanator, got a lucky 100% Gengar
Yeah.
in the trade.
Yeah, that is pretty
freaking
sweet.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
that's so rad.
Hers may have cost a lot less in candy and Stardust, but you know what? I held on to mine from like June 18th or something. That's commitment right there.
Also, because I was seeing people online, man, that they were bringing home like 5, 6 Gengar shiny, like from these raids. Like it seemed like percentages were cranked, but I think it was the typical 1 in 20, 25 or so.
Yeah, my friend said he
odds.
did 15 raids. He was in Boston. I just didn't know. He said he was in Boston. He did about 15 raids and not a single shiny.
Wow,
Ooh.
that sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
But I definitely saw a lot of people with him in our Discord, man. They were flying. Everybody was getting them. I think Jersey J posted like a whole page of them. Of course he did.
Of course,
But,
yeah.
but I think that these days are fun and good. I just wish I could take part in one for once, because every single time they've done a raid event I've worked on, they've only been on Saturdays. It'd be nice if they did it on a Sunday like they do with Community Day, where they alternate or something like that, because I feel left out. All right, real quick, let's talk about this Nintendo Treehouse event where they show Let's Go in action. And the reason I want to talk about this is because they talk about Pokemon Go Park inside of Let's Go. And they pretty much gave away and showed how the mystery box will work in relationship to Meltan. So once a week in Let's Go, you can trade as many transfer as many Pokemon as you want from Go into Let's Go. But once a week, you'll get rewarded with this mystery box. Now, the mystery box, when you activate it in Pokemon Go, it acts as a Meltan-specific lure. So it has a timer like a Lucky Egg or a Star Piece, but it shows the little mystery box in there. And for that 30 minutes, there's going to be Meltans spawning all over, like all around you.
That's awesome.
So that's when you need to catch all these Meltan. You need 400 candies to evolve into Melmetal. That's the dynamic, and that's the process of getting Melmetal. And then obviously the only way to put Melmetal into Let's Go is to transfer it back from Go. So this is going to be something that maybe you can accomplish in one 30-minute session if you're, pineapping every Meltan you catch and you get a lot of them. Maybe you can get 400 candy. I don't know. But this seems like a cool grind where if this takes 2 or 3 weeks to complete, where you have to build up, all right, I got 150 candy in that round, 150 the next time. I think that's a really cool thing where it's going to take people, even if you're grinding hard, it might take you a couple weeks to do because you only have 30 minutes per week to use this mystery box Meltan lure thing. But what do you think of that? I mean, do you like that dynamic of how that is going to work?
And that's the only, you're saying that I can get it every week?
You get the box once a week. So the box will have a 1 week timer on it ultimately. And after that, you can use the box, and then when it runs, it's a 30-minute window. So it'll run for 30 minutes, but you can only activate it once a week.
Man, that's so interesting. So you have to plan a time to make sure that you catch as many. And you need to have pineapps up the wazoo for this. Or the silver pineapps, make them easier to catch. I mean, do we know what the catch rate is?
No, I'm sure it's out there, but I don't know.
Just drive around to spawn points and just hit the Go Plus. Let that thing roll.
All right, you mentioned the Go Plus. I was going to cover this in the miscellaneous news, but we might as well mention it now because we're talking about Let's Go. So the Pokeball Plus, right? The controller for Let's Go. We've talked about it before, where it has a Pokeball or a Pogo Plus mode where you can turn it into a Go Plus essentially. But the official Nintendo Japanese website posted that when there's a Pokemon loaded in the Pokeball Plus, and remember, it comes with Mew, so right out of the box, there's a Pokemon loaded in there, it will auto-spin Pokestops for you when you have it in Pogo Plus mode, which is ridiculous. It's like a gacha feature. So this is a game changer. Now, it sucks because it's bulky. It's bulky. You know what I mean? So it's the Go Plus is so discreet.
I don't even notice it's there.
Yeah. Now you're going to be actually holding this golf ball sized Pokeball in your hand. I don't know, but the fact that it'll auto spin is freaking great. I just drive through Red Bank and just let that shit run. That's going to make my life so much easier without having to feel like I'm a cheater by using a gacha.
I know. Honestly, it sucks, but
I could put that stuff right in my purse. Put
exactly.
that candy right in my bag.
Because then you could still catch, Pokemon on your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because do you think it'll be able to pair with your phone?
Yeah, well, of course. Because
just don't wash it, okay? Just don't wash it.
She was having issues with Pogo Plus today.
I was.
I actually was too.
I think the battery's dying though.
I had a lot of disconnects. It just kept disconnecting, and I don't know if it had anything to do with Adventure Sync or not, but I was getting disconnects. And we could talk about this real quick. People in Discord were mentioning that the game has been a little shaky lately, it's been running unstable. And I've noticed some hard crashes, straight to home screen, do not cross go, right from a
there's
point
no
in
loading.
the game.
It just goes from whatever you're doing, and then
there's my home screen, there's my icons, the shit closes instantly.
You literally blink and it's there. You're like, what?
So I've seen that, and then I've also seen a lot of freezes where the game will just lose touch functionality, where the game is running, my avatar is moving along as I'm moving, but I can't interact with any buttons on the screen, on the touch screen, can't rotate the camera or anything like that. It forces you to, hard close the game. But I've noticed that a lot this week, and especially the freezes with berries. Remember the berry glitch where the game would kind of wig out? I've noticed that again, where when I'm feeding berries, I'll get that where it'll hang up on a berry, and then it'll just lose all touch functionality. It's fuck, I gotta reopen the game.
Or the number one thing that makes it happen more often for me is when I'm trading. When I go into the trade screen, it's almost like it just kicks you out.
I've seen issues with trading where I'll get waiting for the other person to connect, and it's they're waiting too. It's what the hell? I think that the Pokeball Plus, I think that a lot of Pogo players will be buying it just for that feature, just so it can auto catch, because if that will trump, like, because when you're right now with a Pogo Plus, if you're in a catch screen for a Pokemon, the functionality of the Pogo Plus goes away. You can't catch a Pokemon and spin a stop at the same time. Now, if this overrides that and allows you to go into a manual catch screen and it will still spin the stop for you, game changer. Absolute game changer. Because then, like, cruising through Red Bank, I could catch everything along the way and not have to worry about missing any stops. Like, that would be freaking huge. Yeah. I hope that's the case. All right, Adam, you want to break down this November research? Did you look through this stuff? And, I want to wrap this up with a little Shedinja conversation here. But
oh, gosh, not a Shedinja conversation.
No, well, dude, there's a lot of good topics here that we can kind of discuss of how Niantic rolled this out, and does it matter to people? I don't know. We'll dig into it, but let's talk about some of this research that we have this month.
So, research breakthrough is Shedinja for this month. He's got a whopping, 10 HP.
Oh, yeah. Yep, he'll get one-shotted by anything.
Anything and everything.
You could heal it with one potion.
With just one? Man, it gives me a reason to keep my potions. So we're going to have new task, catch 5 bug-type Pokemon, which is going to give us Nincada, which you can evolve that into Ninjask. So there's the trio.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that whole scenario.
And then we've got make 3 nice curveball throws, which is spin to number 7. Which is
Melissa got one finally.
I did. What? I finally got one today.
Yes.
I did. I had a good day today, actually.
Yes. Yeah, we played a lot today.
Ooh. Well, then we've got new shiny encounters. We have win a raid, which is going to yield a Pineco. Evolve 2 Pidgey, which is going to yield a Caterpie.
Yo, where did all the Pidgey go? The Pidgey are gone.
I literally...
That's
okay,
fine.
so get this.
Nope.
So I'm driving with my girlfriend, and I'm like, there's a Pidgey. And she was just going to bypass it. I was like, no, catch it, trade it to me, because I was sitting on the Evolve 2 Pidgey task. And then she trades it to me, and I just trade her one of the random high CP pincers that are just junk IVs. And she gets a 97% lucky, and I get a lucky Pidgey. I'm like, I can't even transfer this now. So I had to evolve that one. So now I have a lucky Pidgeotto.
Pidgeys are gone. Pidgeys, they've flown south for the winter.
They're non-existent.
That's fine.
Sucks. Nope.
I had.
Yeah, well, you need them now because you want the freaking task because you can get a shiny Caterpie.
Yeah, and I didn't have any in my inventory. I just had my 100% Pidgeot, and that's it.
Yeah, I've got my 0% Pidgey, but I'm not touching that thing.
Ooh. Then I have catch 5 normal types, which is going to yield a Pinsir, which again can be shiny.
All right, so you got Pineco, Caterpie, and Pinsir all available. That could be potential shinies from research, and then Spinda. So there's a couple others mixed in.
Can we just talk about Pinsir right now?
I got 2 shiny blue ones.
Is that 2 ahead? Or
no, we could talk about Pinsir. So we've had increased Pinsir spawns because of the Taiwanese Safari Zone that was taking place this weekend. I think they said that the end of the actual Safari Zone is tomorrow, Monday. So early Monday, this is the increased spawn of Pinsir will go away. But I was seeing spawns like freaking crazy, and something weird that I noticed was driving down the highway. So I'm driving in a speed cap situation, so things aren't spawning, but every so often, a Pinsir would spawn, just Pinsir. So it was almost like the event increase spawn was not getting kind of blocked by the speed cap. It was the weirdest thing. And then Melissa wasn't seeing them at all on her phone, but I'm like, hey, another Pinsir, and I'm doing 50, 60 miles an hour. It's like, what the hell? It's the weirdest thing.
God damn it. Nothing. I have nothing.
But, I've been complaining that I have not caught a shiny in forever, and granted, this is not a full odds shiny. I fucking finally got one today. And so I'm very excited that I did not miss out on shiny Pinsir, and I love it. It looks so awesome.
Okay, so I was standing right next to my girlfriend at we're sitting at the aquarium, okay? And I'm like, oh, touch Pinsir real quick. It's probably going to be shiny. She touches it, and it's shiny. And at this point, I've literally captured every single Pinsir that's spawned. And she just finally opens up her game, touches one, boom, it's shiny.
That's exactly
Catch
what
it.
happened to me today.
Catches it,
Yep.
and then I'm like, watch, you click the next one, it's going to be shiny. Boom. 2 shinies in a row.
Really? That's awesome.
And like that's not the best part. The best part is she had like 5 before I even had 1. And then she gets 2 in a row again, like back to back.
That's
I'm
crazy.
Like, how is that even
What?
possible? I was complaining to Ken. I was like, I'm going to quit this game.
You were feeling the internet pain.
Yeah.
See, that's how I felt when I play with you, and you're like, oh, another shiny, and I'm like, I fucking hate you so much.
We're driving. Melissa sniped a shiny in the car. She was just like, we were driving along, and she was just like, oh shit, shiny.
Well, that was the first one. I was just like, let me turn the game on. And I turned the game on. First thing that popped up was the pincer. I was not expecting it to be shiny in any way. And I clicked on it and it was blue. I was like, and I just looked at Ken and I was like, oh shit. And then at the end of the night, we were eating dinner and Ken had a lure on the stop and it was the end of the lure. And it was like, we were getting ready, like finishing up. And there it was, another one.
So she got 2.
And I got the Spinda in that section.
I don't care. I got my 1. Non-evolution Pokemon, so I'm good.
Yeah, I have a total of 12 at the moment.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like Roselia mode. It's like plus or minus.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, I never got any of the Roselias, so I'm like still Roselia-less. But everybody else that I know in my group chat, they have like pages. I'm like, cool.
Well, maybe if they need pincer, you could trade now.
Hopefully.
That's great. That's fun. That's nuts. See, but we weren't like out and about playing. We went from a lot of point A to B's and C to D's today. We were just kind of running around, so we didn't have like dedicated grind time. But still saw a lot of pincer. But that's crazy. 12. That's crazy.
A lot.
But still, okay. So hear me out. So aside from pincers, there are a crazy amount of shiny checks at the aquarium as well. There's Squirtle. There's Love Disc, there's Shelders, and I'm sitting here clicking every single one of them because they're spawning like crazy, and I'm including Swablues and just anything. Murkrow's up the wazoo, nothing.
That kind of plays into what we were talking about, and I forget who I was talking to on Twitter about this, like how the shiny check dynamic has taken over, where it's like to the point now where it just feels like everything's a freaking shiny check. And then what ends up happening is I'm not catching shit. I end up not catching anything because I'm just shiny checking.
That's because you're a freak. And it makes the shiny checking makes for gamers like me, players like me, it way more interesting when you're just walking around and a bullshit fucking Pokemon shows up, but it could potentially be shiny.
Yeah, but like if I'm driving, right, and I see 3 Pokemon on screen, and I know I can click on the first one and catch it, and I'll miss the other 2, or I can shiny check all 3, which would probably result in catching just, none maybe. You know what I mean? Because I just want to leave the exit.
Yeah, you risk
that
opportunity of catching.
So I end up like my rates of like when looking at the Pokedex screen, like the number of seen versus catch, I'm crushing that stat because I'm not catching shit anymore. And it's like, I end up not catching anything. It's like, so there's a good and bad to that dynamic of the shiny check. But let us know how you feel about this because it's taken over. Fucking shiny check after shiny check after shiny check. It's like, it's just nonstop. It's nonstop.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, that like during the Halloween event, it's like you want to go after Sableye, Duskull, versus going after the Natu, and it's like just because there's more Natu spawning, like or Murkrow spawning, it's like you can get Murkrow and Natu or whatever. Natu's was during the Psychic event, but like I never touched Natu and I never touched Murkrow during the Halloween events because it was like that you can get them afterwards. They're irrelevant.
I just remember there being a time where I would catch everything, and now it's like I find myself being like a little picky, and it's like I just should be catching everything. Like I shouldn't discriminate.
Well, see, my issue is I haven't had balls. I haven't had the balls to catch everything.
No, I was out of balls last community day, and then I finally did like a big ass restock. I played for like, I don't know, I did like a 2-hour restock, and I ended up with like almost 400 regular Pokeballs and like 200 Great, 200 Ultra. It was awesome, and I've just been nursing that. But Go Plus makes it tough, man. You spend a lot. You waste a lot of regular Pokeballs for a little return. I don't catch shit, but it was good to have items. But all right, let's circle back to Shedinja. So Shedinja, the way it works in the main series games, you have Nincada. Nincada would evolve when it reached a certain level 20. When it hits level 20, it evolves to Ninjask. Now, in the main series, if you had an empty slot in your Pokemon party of 6, plus an extra available Pokeball, when you evolve to Ninjask, you would also get Shedinja. And Shedinja was a 1 HP Pokemon that had the ability Wonder Guard. Wonder Guard allowed it to not take any damage from any attack that was not super effective. So any of the typings that would prevent it from getting, it was, even though it had 1 hit point, it would be able to absorb a lot of attacks because you had to be super effective. So this is why the delay of releasing this Gen 3 Pokemon took a year. Like they could have, because we were waiting, like, how are they going to handle abilities? Are they going to bring abilities to the game? Like, that was the whole thing. We thought that if the line came out, we would see some kind of split evolution potentially, but they scrapped that whole idea. They said, we're just going to give you Shedinja as a research breakthrough. And then they give us Nincada as a research encounter. And then Nincada can only evolve into Ninjask. So they kind of take the whole core of how this Pokemon works and what we thought the delay was for them to release this Pokemon, and they just do their own thing with it. They just say, Shedinja is what it is. We're going to give you Nincada, and you can evolve Nincada to Ninjask, and they're calling it a day. We're giving Shedinja 10 HP, no abilities, but what they've found is it does not take super effective damage from anyone. So all attacks will just be regular neutral damage against Shedinja. So that being said, it still only has 10 hit points. Doesn't matter. It's gonna get one-shotted immediately. So they kind of dropped the ball. But now this is what I'll ask Melissa. Do you care? Does it even matter?
I can give 2 shits.
But like, even me, like, I don't know if I care. Like, I understand that this is a departure from what the canon of how this Pokemon works and the meta of Pokemon, like, oh, this is the abilities and all this shit, but they're not meta relevant. It doesn't really matter. Like, this can be a standalone mechanic for Go just because this is not a main series game. This is something different. But Adam, does this matter to you at all?
This is somebody's favorite Pokemon. Just like mine is Delibird. So it doesn't matter to me, but it does matter to someone. And I want to relate with them and say, yes, it does matter. It does matter that it's not the way it's intended.
I'm sure it bothers somebody.
Like, but, like, I get it, but they had to... Could this be something they fix in the future? Like, let's say they bring abilities to Pokemon Go in the future. Could they, kind of do some retroactive thing? Could this get updated later? Like, I don't know. But I think this was probably the easiest way for Niantic to get around abilities and get around this weird split evolution thing and get around the weird, 1 HP thing. I don't know. I just think it was...
Well, what are they going to do with, like, Frostlass and Gallade?
I don't know exactly. Well, with Gallade, how are they going to do like that's the thing we were talking about. Will you have transsexual Pokemon? Because are they gonna go back and make all of the female, you know what I mean? Like, are they gonna change the sex of the Pokemon on the old stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna roll that crap out, but it seems like a cop out from Niantic, but does it really matter? I don't know. I don't know if I really care. I don't know if it's that important that it's like, I don't know, mechanic breaking or anything like that. Like, I just don't think that. I just don't think it's that important. Don't think it matters. So,
as long as
let
you
us
get
know what
them
you
all.
think. Right? Just catch them all.
No, that's the thing. You'll never get them all.
Well, you can get the complete line here of Nincada, Ninjask, Shedinja, but you just not.
But do you have Party Hat Pikachu shiny?
You don't.
No,
I don't.
No. I don't have any Pichu hat shinies. Any Pichu shiny.
Right?
I'm missing a lot there.
Again, like we're never going to be able to catch them all. So this like false pretense of just gotta catch them all. We're never going to catch them all.
Get them all.
They've done it to us
impossible.
since the beginning. They're like, oh, you've caught all
Fucking
151.
liars.
Guess what? Here's a second generation.
Segue, you know how I keep track of my shiny Pokemon that I need to catch them all? The Go Ranger app.
What's up, everybody? It is Go Ranger Matt, and this is the Go Ranger Check-In.
Ooh, that's smart.
Couple
I
things
use
I
my
want to pull down
memory.
from Go Ranger. Look, today I was driving, right? Melissa's asking me questions about research. What can I get from this one? What can I get from this one? I'm like, I don't know. She goes, you're fucking useless. I didn't have access to the Go Ranger app. Had I had access to the Go Ranger app, I could have told her what was in each, what the reward was, the encounter from each of the different research tasks.
Later on in the afternoon, actually, you did utilize the Go Ranger app. As soon as we sat down to eat, you turned it on. You're like, okay, this is what you can get out of this. This is what you can get out of that. And I was just like, oh, look, I can get to spin it.
That's when she got to spend it. Exactly. So it's I'm telling you, it's a great fucking app. But anyway, this is the important stuff I picked out. So by the time the podcast is out, the Safari Zone in Taiwan will be over. So no more, no more pincer spawns. Nest migration number 69, giggity, is on November 14th. So you still have some time there. Man, the in my area, the Sylph Road Nest Atlas usage is low. So if no one's utilizing this in your area, be that freaking person to take charge and just start reporting the nests, because I looked in my area, man, and it's just a fucking blank. Like, no one is reporting shit. And, it's important now because they're changing the way that nests work. I've seen more than one Pokemon spawning almost in a nest style, and I'm seeing that happen at major spawn points where it's just like, this is like, say, a supermarket parking lot, right? There's going to be these giant, diverse, bizarre spawn clusters, like, 15 Pokemon, bam, 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 bam. But sometimes you'll walk in a store and it's like 3 of the same Pokemon spawning at once, and you're like, that's kind of like nesting behavior, but this isn't a nest. That's the kind of stuff you can at least report and start documenting, man. It's important. Niantic isn't going to tell us, shit. Look at Adventure Sync. We're trying to figure this stuff out on the fly. So it pays to be proactive with sourcing this data. But nest migration happening in 2 weeks. Giratina raids. All right, we still have over 2 weeks left on Giratina raids. Now, do we think that Groudon potentially can make an appearance? Do you think that they're going to break up this Giratina window? I think that might happen. They've been doing that. So maybe, Taiwan event ends, the pincer spawns go away, and then maybe they introduce a different raid boss for the week. I don't know. Maybe something comes in and takes Giratina's spot and shiny Groudon. That'd be badass. And you still have to the end of the month for Shedinja. That's another thing you want to be aware of. And of course, in the Be on the Lookout for, they show Shiny Shinx still. Man, dude, I'm seeing Shiny Shinx. Who did you see? Kyler. Didn't Kyler have it?
I think so.
As his buddy? Or it's just like, it just looks so badass.
I've seen a lot of
so
people
bad.
on my friends list with their buddies being Shiny Shinxes.
Yo, if I get that shiny Caterpie, without a doubt, the Caterpie is going as the buddy. Oh, and I want to make a correction. Adam said pink Butterfree last week, right? I knew that he was talking about not pink Butterfree from the anime, because we've talked about that in detail. But the shiny Butterfree does have pink hands and feet. That's what I thought he meant. Not the all pink Butterfree. People called him out on Twitter. They're like,
I thought it was an all pink Butterfree. I'm pretty freaking disappointed because I want an all pink Butterfree.
You could color it in.
No.
All right, and the last bit of miscellaneous news. Thank you, Go Ranger. The last bit of miscellaneous news is a game that came out that was released by the
God.
Vatican.
I can't.
Follow JC Go, the Jesus Christ GPS mobile game. I fucking downloaded.
Does it give you like scripture readings?
Yes, it does. And you have it gives you like trivia, but the problem is it's all in Italian. So I can't read shit. So I don't know what the hell is going on. But I look at the map and there's like angels floating around that you can interact with.
Is there devils? Can
like,
you kill devils?
No, can you kill devils? No, this is a Jesus Christ game.
You should be able to fight sin.
But I can't do.
If you can't battle sin, then why would you need to play this game? If I'm gonna play Jesus Christ Go, I want to be able to capture the angels and use the angels to destroy the devils, right?
I get
They don't have Jesus v. Jesus capabilities yet.
Or is this like you're just
JVP.
a regular person and
Jesus
you have to
versus
find
person.
Jesus?
I don't know. It's all in Italian. I don't know what you got to do, but I think I've gotten a couple trivia questions right because I've gotten rewarded with like, I don't know, Jesus points or something. But
JBs.
If you want a good little chuckle and want to check this out, I'll put the link in the description. But it's
you get JP
Jesus points.
It really like takes me back to that one like video of that guy being like, Pokemon is the devil.
Yes, yes.
Goodness.
And I'm just like, here is, Jesus, pulling their own version of a Pokemon game.
But it's so funny because like
Get out of the darkness.
Seeing
Come back
the map,
to the light.
it looks like your avatar running around. You can customize your avatar. It's cool. It's really cool. But it like seeing the road map in the game, you're like, this looks just like Pokemon Go. But there's angels and like cherubs flying around.
So are like the Pokestops churches? Do they look like churches?
It's only churches.
It's
They're
only
like crosses.
churches.
I think they're crosses. I don't know.
Wait, it's only Catholic churches though? That would be.
They're gonna have to come out like each religion comes out with a game. They do a mega crossover event. They're like PvP across the cross religion PvP. That'd be fucking awesome. All the gods battle. Yes. All right, I'm making this game.
This is what's gonna start the next war right here.
All right, Togetic Raid Guide and Battle Party. Last week, Melissa and Adam did the Battle Party very, very good, and I think they should do it again.
Oh, you
All
want
right,
to do it,
Melissa.
Adam?
I think you should do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
All right.
But don't do it in slow motion. Last week it was you were like Battle Party.
All right, so Ken. All right.
Stay out of it, Ken.
Yeah, stay out of it, Ken.
I'm gonna do it too. Go ahead. Go.
Ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Battle party. Woo woo. Battle party. Woo.
Ken did not
Why
do
did
it.
you
Ken
not
didn't
do
do
it the
it.
second time?
Because you guys,
fucking
you
suck,
do it.
asshole.
You do
We
it
were
in
right
slow
on
motion.
fucking point.
You do it, and it's so funny.
Ready?
You're
I'll
like,
start.
Battle
Ready? Here we go.
party.
Ready?
This is why they
Here we go.
why they listen. Okay, come on
Are
for
you
the
ready?
battle party.
Are you ready?
All right.
Are you ready?
Ken,
Ready?
1.
Ready? Here we go.
2,
No, don't you count
3.
off. I'm counting off. Stop.
All right.
I'm doing it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Battle party.
Battle party.
You fucking
Woo,
suck.
woo.
Just
Battle
whatever.
party.
You fucking whatever.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Battle Party, whoop whoop. All right, Togetic Battle Party, raid guide. Tier 4 raid boss, 19,141 CP. I'm yet to see one of these, so I have not seen one out in the wild yet. It's pretty simple trio. It can be duoed. So if you've got a stacked party of the counters that we talk about, you can duo this thing. But 3 people should definitely be enough. 100% catch. Get this, 881 banging CP for level 20. Ooh. And 1102. It boosted in cloudy or windy. So 881 and 1102. Weak to steel, electric, poison, rock, and ice. So you have some diversity here. The main raid counters don't necessarily look that diverse, but with all those weaknesses, you can get a little creative. So really the only move you have to look out for from Togetic is going to be Dazzling Gleam, and it's really only going to be a threat in cloudy weather. So when that move is boosted, it might do some damage, but it's not a big attacker, so you really don't have to worry about it too much. The best counters. This is a good one. Metagross. You can use your Bullet Punch Meteor Mash Metagross from Community Day all day on this thing. If you've got 6 of them, use fucking 6 of them. It'll probably do the best for you. But you could also, on the electric side, Raikou and Zapdos. So Raikou with Thundershock Wild Charge, Zapdos with Thundershock Thunderbolt. If you're lucky enough to have a Luxray, which I'm not, you can use a Spark Wild Charge Luxray And I actually looked at the stats, and it's not too far off from Zapdos, so it's not too bad. And your Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar, and this is a good one too, a Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Thunderbolt. So if you have one of those regular tier 5 Mewtwo's with the funky moveset, and you got the electric moveset, now's your chance to use it. If I'm trying to duo this thing, I'm bringing 3 Metagross and 3 Raikou. That's, cut and dry. I've got some boosted ones, so I've already, invested in both of those Pokemon, so that'll be a strong party for me. But if I'm trioing this thing or more, I'll get a little creative. So I'll bring the Metagross, a Raikou, a Tyranitar, so I've got solid backbone. I'll use Mewtwo with a Thunderbolt. I'll use Gengar with a Sludge Bomb. I've got plenty of TMs. I've got plenty of Shadow Claws. I could, keep them and get creative with Gengar and bring Sludge Bomb Gengar. And then here's my wild card for the party, a Victory Bell. And you can get double poison moves on a Victory Bell. So I'll bring an Acid Sludge Bomb Victory Bell, because why the hell not? So I've got Metagross, Raikou, Tyranitar, Mewtwo, Gengar, Victory Bell. Motley fucking crew. It's so cool. Melissa, what do you got?
It's interesting that you're bringing the Victory Bell, because I'm actually bringing a double poison Nidoqueen.
There you go.
Which is fun, because I never get to use that. And the shiny Metagross, because I'll never use that ever again, because it's just stupid. It's stupid looking. I hate him. And my perfect Lapras, and a Mewtwo, just to make my life easy, and a Raikou, and a Zapdos, just to destroy it.
The Nidoqueen is a good one. That's a good. I think it's a good one that you have too.
It is.
I think so. Adam, what about you? What do you got?
I'm gonna be so bland, so awful. I'm gonna pull a Melissa right here and just say I'm gonna take or Ken, I guess. I'm gonna take 6 Metagross with Meteor Mash.
Hell yeah, right? I mean, honestly, that's the best counter, and this is the ideal time when you can get super effective damage. It's like, why not? It's great. So,
and I've seen multiple, but who's going after a Togetic?
Well, this could be a holdout Pokemon.
I can't rally the crowds for that.
Yeah, but you got to remember that this is a holdout Pokemon for some. Melissa only has one.
I only have one.
So with it having a future evolution going to Togekiss, if you only have one Togetic right now, this could be a good opportunity to not have to worry about 50 candy for Togepi to evolve another one. You just sit on one and then evolve it later to Togekiss and not have to worry about wasting the candy. So that could be a good reason to go after it. But I don't know. I've never seen one of these in the wild. I've never seen it as a raid boss yet. So
that's how I caught my first one, was in the wild.
This would probably make a good AR picture. So I would probably utilize the opportunity to raid it just so I could take a cool AR picture, because it's such a funky looking Pokemon. All right, but that's pretty much going to wrap up today's show. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We appreciate it greatly. Check out everything we do over at luredup.com. Leave us a review on iTunes. We would greatly appreciate it. Thanks again to our patrons. Please check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/GottaWatchTheMall. And we will see everyone next week. Thanks so much, guys.
See you later.